This will be for the con exercise, experimental probability. So the basic probability formula, this P stands for probability. It's going to be the number of favorable outcomes divided by the total number of outcomes. All right, so when I write my equations, I am just going to abbreviate number of favorable divided by total number of outcomes, okay? So this is what I'm going to write. Pat's Pizza made 21 cheese pizzas, 14 veggie, 23 pepperoni, and 14 sausage. Based on this data, what is a reasonable estimate of the probability that the next pizza made is not a cheese pizza? Okay, we are looking for the probability that the next pizza is not a cheese pizza. All right, and we said the basic formula is going to be the number of favorable divided by the total number. All right, so for this problem here, the favorable outcomes, let me rewrite this cleaner. All right, in the numerator, it's the number of favorable outcomes. The favorable outcomes are the ones that are not cheese. All right, so how many are not cheese? Well, we don't count the ones that are cheese. We have 14 plus 23 plus 14. All right, so the favorable outcomes are all the ones that are not cheese. And the denominator, we want the total number. So we want to add 21 plus 14 plus 23 plus 14. All right, and let's see, 28, 51 in the numerator. All right, use a calculator if you don't want to make a mistake. This is 35, 58, 68, and 72. All right, let me double check. Okay, this is correct. But their answers were in terms of percentages. What you want to do here is divide 51 by 72. Okay, and if you round off to 3 decimals, it's going to be 0.708. Now, their answers are in terms of percentage. So convert decimal to percentage. You need to move the decimal over 1, 2 places to the right. And that is going to equal 70.8%. All right, and that right there is the final answer. Their answers are probably rounded off a little more, so let's look for the one that's closest. All right, 70.8, the closest one is 71. All right, Todd is training for a marathon. The following histogram summarizes the number of kilometers that he ran each day. So it's really a histogram, that's just a bar graph. Based on this data, what is the reasonable estimate of the probability that Todd runs more than 15 kilometers? Let's see. Let's fill in this chart first. All right, this is the number of kilometers, this is the number of days. So right here, this is going to be 2 days. Right here, this is going to be 3 days. Right here, this is 3 days. And right here, tracing it across, this is 5 days. So we're looking for the ones that are more than 15, the probability that he runs more than 15. All right, so the probability that he runs more than 15 kilometers, the basic formula, number of favorable divided by total number. Which outcomes are favorable? Which ones are more than 15? Well, if you look on the bar graph, go up to 15, this section right here is the only one that is more than 15. Okay, so the number of favorable outcomes is 5 because for 5 days he ran more than 15. Then the denominator is the total. It's going to be 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2. All right, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2. All right, 5 is in the numerator. 5 plus 3 is 8. Plus 3 is 11. Plus 2 is 13. Now, their answers are probably in percentages. So I'll do 5 divided by 13. And rounding off, I get, and I'll use squiggly lines because I'm rounding off, I get 0.385. All right, you could probably round off to 2. And then converting to percentage, decimal to percentage, you move the decimal over 2 places. And that is just 38.5%. All right, so let's look for the closest answer. All right, so we didn't have to do convert to percentage. It was just 5 over 13. All right, let's see, maybe one more. Here's a frequency table. What is a reasonable estimate of the probability that the next type of stir-fry order is shrimp? Okay, so the probability of getting shrimp that is going to be number of favorable divided by the total number. Which ones are favorable? Well, we're looking for shrimp. So there's 5 of them that are shrimp. So in the numerator, the number of favorable is 5. The denominator is the total. It's going to be 5 plus 2 plus 2. Plus 6 plus 3. Of course, I ran out of space, but that's all in the denominator. All right, the numerator is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 6 is 15, plus 3 is 18. All right, 5 over 18. And their choices are all decimals, so we don't have to do the percentage. We are just going to do 5 divided by 18 and round it off. All right, so 5 divided by 18 and rounding off, I get 0.278. All right, and theirs is probably going to be rounded off to 2 decimals, so probably 0.28. There you go, answer C, 0.28.